I'm gonna ruin your childhood, part 21. So on one episode of Phineas and Ferb, Dr. Doofenshmirtz actually goes on a date with Phineas and Ferb's mom. Here they are on their date. What does this mean for Phineas and Ferb, you may think? Well, Dr. Doofenshmirtz is actually the biological father for Phineas and Candace. Check this out. Both Phineas and Dr. Doofenshmirtz have triangular heads, and are both very smart and love inventing things. And Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Candace both have very long necks. Sorry bro, but your girl played you. Pretty cool. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 22. Peter Pan was a deranged psychopath who tricked and trapped little kids in Neverland. He killed them after they grew up, which is why they can never leave as adults. But Captain Hook actually escaped Neverland as an adult, which explains why Peter Pan attacked Hook and fed his arm to the crocodile. So that means this whole time, Peter Pan was actually the bad guy. Sorry guys. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 23. In the movie The Lion King, the song I Can't Wait to Be King is Simba literally saying I can't wait for my dad to die. What the heck, Simba? Since Ariel was a mermaid her entire life up until she got legs, she must have crapped herself at least once on her first day as being a human. I can't get that image out of my head now. Cinderella must have some really messed up feet if her slipper didn't fit anyone else in town. Pretty cool. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 23. Anna, Elsa and Rapunzel are actually all cousins. If you don't believe me, watch this. In the movie Frozen, at the opening of the gates, you can see Rapunzel and Eugene attending the coronation of Elsa. Also in Frozen, we see Anna's and Elsa's parents die in this shipwreck. Where were they going, you may ask? They were going to Rapunzel's wedding. They even say in the movie they're going to a wedding. Why would they be invited, you may ask? They were invited because one of Anna's and Elsa's parents was related to Rapunzel's parents. The King in Frozen and the Queen in Tangled look very similar. They look brother and sister. One of each of their kids has superpowers. Rapunzel has powers through her hair and Elsa has power through her hands of ice. When the King of Frozen figured out that Elsa had superpowers, he threw away in the castle and had no one to be able to come in. Why? Because his niece, Rapunzel, was actually kidnapped because of her powers. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 24. Moana actually died in the storm at the beginning of the movie, and Maui is actually a guardian angel, who was tasked to take her to Te Fiti, which stands for heaven in the movie. The whole movie was her journey to the afterlife. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 25. Peter Pan was a deranged psychopath who tricked and trapped little kids in Neverland. He killed them after they grew up, which is why they could never leave as adults. But Captain Hook actually escaped Neverland as an adult, which explains why Peter Pan attacked Hook and fed his arm to the crocodile. So that means this whole time, Peter Pan was actually the bad guy. I'm gonna ruin your childhood. Have you ever wondered why Patrick is so dumb all the time? Well, it's because Patrick suffers from Down syndrome. His parents loved him but couldn't handle the pain of raising him, so they kicked him out when he was only a child. Patrick became homeless, which is why he lives under a rock. Patrick's parents told SpongeBob to take care of him. They became best friends ever since. Sorry guys. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 27. Have you ever wondered why Plankton always wanted the Krabby Patty formula? Well, the answer's deeper than you think. Plankton wanted to steal the Krabby Patty formula so he could finally be accepted by society. He was abused by his parents as a baby growing up, and society didn't accept him either. He was always abused and bullied. The only childhood best friend he had, Mr. Krabs, betrayed him. He was even stepped on by the one person he trusted, Mr. Krabs. He thought that getting the Krabby Patty formula would finally gain him acceptance into society. I'm about to ruin your childhood, part 28. Tarzan is actually Anna's and Elsa's little brother. Let me explain. In the first Frozen movie, you can see Anna's and Elsa's parents board in this ship, which later on we learn and see them perishing, quote unquote, in this shipwreck. But they didn't die right away. Their ship does go down, but they don't die right away. Anna's and Elsa's mom was actually pregnant when they went on the journey, and while this was all going on, she actually gave birth to a little boy named Tarzan. Both get on this raft here and land on a deserted island until something very bad happens. Both actually die because of a jaguar but left behind Tarzan. So you can put them side by side, Anna's and Elsa's parents and Tarzan's parents, they look the same. You all know the rest of the story. Tarzan's raised by these gorillas and becomes the bomb. Still don't believe me? Look at this. Pretty cool. I'm gonna ruin your childhood. So we all remember Minions from Despicable Me, but they're not what you think they are. The truth is, Minions is based off of a horrific Nazi experiment which took place in 1944. This crazy German scientist would manipulate Jewish kids and force them into slavery. Heavy metal helmets would be forced onto the children so they couldn't see or speak properly. The helmets were actually so heavy that they actually stunted the children's growth, so they'd be short, just like Minions. I'm gonna ruin your childhood. Have you ever wondered why Mr. Krabs is the only crab in Bikini Bottom? Or why he named his famous burger the Krabby Patty? Well, it's because the secret ingredient for the Krabby Patty is actually crabs, which means Mr. Krabs is a cannibal. Sorry guys.